Hi, today we're going to talk about regular expressions in Power BI, at least see if it is possible and how it is possible to do it. So the purpose is to extract something quite difficult. So in this case, what we want to extract is all numbers that have 10 digits, but they have to start with a 9. So that's the purpose of the exercise. Now, the first thing that you might do is go to the column from examples, which is a very strong feature within Power BI. Let's see if it can do what we want. So let's provide the first number. That looks fine, except that we have numbers that start with an 8 and with a 7. So let's give it a null value instead. But that doesn't seem to work. Sometimes the column from examples needs a second example. So let's provide a second number and see if the algorithm can find it now, but it can't. It seems to be too difficult. All right, so in this case, we're going to look for something within R and afterwards Python. So let's start with R. So in this case, we will not be using the default regular expressions, but we will use a library called string R. So we will add a reference to this library. Don't forget to install it if you want to use it. And this string R library is more user-friendly, in my opinion, to use, especially when working with data sets. Okay, so we will create a new column. We will add it to the data set. The column will be regxr, and we will use the str extract function. And as an input, we will provide the source column, which is our only column that we have. And now we have to write our regular expression itself. So we want it to start with a 9. And after the 9, we want to have digits. And how many? Well, we specify the number now, so 9 digits. So now we output it, we give it back to Power BI, we give it a name output from R, and we give the complete data set, which should now contain 2 columns instead of 1. Okay. The table is expanded automatically in this case, and there we have it. So only the numbers that start with a 9 and are followed by 9 other digits are included now. So the ones that do not have 10 digits in total or that not start with a 9 are not included. But now let's add an extra condition. Let's see if we can match everything after the 9. So the prerequisites, it has to start with a 9, but we want to catch everything afterwards, so the 9 digits afterwards. So we use the str match function instead, and we add a capturing group within round brackets. And then we said that we want to add the second capture group. We will see in a moment why we add the second capture group and not the first one. So if we look at the output, this is exactly what we want. So now we only see the 9 digits after the first 9. Now, when we change the 2 with a 1, we would actually get the same thing as the str extract, which would be the complete capture group. So that would be with the 9. So now let's try to do the same thing with Python. And we start by creating a variable. And this variable, we start the string with an R in the beginning. That way we don't have to backslash and special characters. So again, we start with 9 \d, which means digits, and then 9 digits. Notice the round brackets that we add. We always need to do that in Python in this case. But also in Python, we will not be using the default regular expressions library. We will use the one that comes with the pandas dataset. So in our case, that will be much more efficient. So we will add a column regx Python. We use the dataset source column, and then the str extract function. And what do we want to extract? Of course, what we defined in regex. And that's all that we have to do. Click on OK. And in this case, we still need to expand the table. OK. And the result seems to be very good. So now let's also try if we can capture everything after the 9, so the 9 digits after the first 9. To do that, we need to add a capture group with round brackets. So we add one after the first 9, and then we add one after the 9 digits. And now we need to specify that we want that specific capture group, which is actually the first one. So the offset is different than with R, but that doesn't matter. And let's see the result. And this is exactly what we want. So regular expressions in R and in Python. And you can do a whole lot with this. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you again.